nothing stops these ladies from getting to work, including their disabilities.
Then we'll move you back and we'll bring the wheelchair back for you. Yeah.
Some lost limbs during the war. Some suffered from birth defects. But now, they've all come together to run their own business, making craft items in the LifeStart Foundation workshop.
Well, LifeStart Foundation is a charity organization established to help disadvantaged people in central Vietnam to become independent and self-sufficient. And the crafts workshop with all the smiley disabled craftswomen that you've just met, it's just one among many projects of the foundation. The one who founded LifeStart Foundation is an Australian woman, Leonard, who has been closely attached to disadvantaged people in the central Hoi An city for the past 15 years. Now, in this episode of Expat Living, we're going to learn more about Karen and the LifeStart journey she has created for those in need.
Karen Leonard previously lived in her hometown of Melbourne, Australia, with her daughter for all of her life. Here, she had successfully run her own music school for 35 years before stepping foot in Vietnam 15 years ago. Prior to her first trip to Vietnam as a tourist, Karen had no idea what a life-changing experience it would be.
The first trip that I had here, I met quite a few street children and I was struck by their level of intelligence, but sadly they weren't at school. I asked 4 young boys if they had the opportunity to go back to school, would they? So they said yes, and I offered to pay for them for a year of schooling. I said to them that I'll come back and check in a year how it's going. And when I went back to Australia that year, I told friends and family, and we had a Christmas Eve party each year. And I asked everyone, instead of buying presents for each other, would they give the money they would normally spend? Next time I came back to Vietnam, I would then help a family.
This idea was then embraced, and so began Karen's LifeStart Foundation journey in Vietnam. From the very humble beginning of $400 collected at that Christmas party, Karen has raised thousands and helped hundreds of Vietnamese people with disabilities, street kids, and orphans over the past 15 years. Traveling back and forth from Australia to Vietnam, her determination to help others has grown into a magnificent obsession.
Knocking on doors, speaking to people, this has become a life work for me. I spend all of my time working on the project development. As people have come to me with problems, we've looked at those and evaluated them and thought, yes, that's something we can get involved with. We are involved with health, education, vocational training and building houses. I also recognise that being a donation-based charity is not sustainable long term, so we're developing small business initiatives whereby all the profits from the business are ploughed back into the charity.
These lovely craft items are one successful business initiative that Karen has developed. They are made from recycled materials such as cloths, socks, or magazines. The ones who revive these once discarded items are actually those who were once left isolated from the world outside. They are a group of women with disabilities coming from a variety of backgrounds. Lượng, a victim of the American war in Vietnam, lost both legs in a bomb raid at the age of 12. She now uses chairs as her legs. Nhung lost the use of her legs following a fever at the age of 3. Since then, has been working with her hands. Mai, whose father was a soldier in the American war in Vietnam, lost the use of her left leg as a consequence of Agent Orange. And there's Hạnh, who was once a healthy young girl until...
Năm tôi 18 tuổi thì tôi đã bị tai nạn. Sau đó một thời gian điều trị rất là dài, nhưng mà nói chung là nửa thân ngườiนี้không còn cảm giác nữa. Sau đó là về nhà là tôi cứ nằm ở trên giường, thực vọng rất là nhiều. Trong đầu tôi lúc nào cũng muốn chết cho rồi để cho gia đình mình bớt khổ, nhưng mà tôi cũng không làm được. Bây giờ thì ba mẹ giờ giúp tôi rất là khó khăn. Tôi rất là lo vì sợ một ngày gần đây ba mẹ tôi không còn giúp tôi được nữa, thì tôi sẽ không thể làm được.
The hope of being independent then came to Hạnh and the other disabled women as they met Karen 7 years ago. Deeply moved by the women's disabilities and poverty, Karen then provided them with wheelchairs and three-wheel motorbikes, taking them out of bed and into the community. More importantly, she has taught them to make items and be self-sufficient.
We started off a training program. That took a long time, working out what skill people had, what they could develop, and then it had to be a product that was not a sympathy purchase but a sustainable purchase where people looked at it and said, this is actually really lovely. Over the years we've had volunteers come in from all around the world who have then shared their skill and become trainers, volunteer trainers. So that's where our product range has developed. So welcome to our workshop.
Yeah.
We have over 100 products here.
Over 100 products?
Over 100 products in this beautiful building. It's over 200 years old.
Oh.
And let me show you some of our popular products.
Okay.
First of all, let me show you our recycle product area.
Recycle.
Yeah. What we're trying to do with this product, it's a chopstick vase, but we're recycling water bottles.
Oh, yeah, I see the water bottle.
A really
here.
big problem in Vietnam, so we're helping to help a little bit with that product, and it's very popular in our shop. And then we do a lot of recycled newspaper and magazine products. A great product for our makers because the cost is very low, and it means it's high profitability for them. It takes a long time to make the product, but that's one thing our makers have. Let me show you this next product range that we have.
Yeah.
So this is the Tohei product range.
Tohei, huh?
Tohei, yes. And this is artwork done by disabled children, printed onto fabric and then made into these gorgeous products. Part of the profit supports disabled children artists, and also we run creative arts programs for the children, and it's just gorgeous. All really beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
These products are not only sold at Lifestart Foundation Workshop, but are also available online through the Foundation's website. A number of these products are also bought by several boutiques from Australia, the US and the UK. The workshop is also making shopping bags for Spotlight Australasia, a big retailer in Australia with more than 120 stores.
They receive all of the profit after expenses from the products that are sold. So people like myself, I'm here as a volunteer. We have paid Vietnamese staff, and that would be part of our expenses in running the operation.
For all these women, being able to come to work every day provides strong self-validation of them as people, which for many years was absent from their life.
Hàng ngày tôi được đi làm, được ra đường, được nhìn phố phường và đánh đạo làm việc, tôi cũng thấy rất là vui và cuộc sống của tôi rất có ý nghĩa.
Tuy tôi không đi lại được, nhưng tôi có một công việc làm ổn định, tự làm ra tiền để có thể lo cho bản thân mình và có thể phụ giúp thêm cho gia đình. Tuy không nhiều, nhưng mà đó cũng là một niềm vui của tôi và niềm hạnh phúc.
Mong ước là được đi làm ở hậu lai spa lao về và những sản phẩm mà mình làm ra được tiêu thụ nhiều xíu cho cuộc sống mình đỡ.
has a daily routine. This is where the craftswomen spend time in the morning before going to the workshop.
Rehabilitation exercises, information and nutrition, or specialist medical treatment are what this LifeStart Foundation Free Community Disability Center is providing for free. While Karen established this center not only for the craftswomen at the workshop, but for all children and adults living with disabilities seeking help in Central Vietnam.
Working with disabled craftswomen every day, Karen soon realized the need to take care of people with long-term health issues. And this rehab center, which opened in 2011, is the result of a long-running charitable campaign organized by Karen.
The equipment's all been donated, so we're really lucky. It's almost to a Western standard. Over the years, different groups have supported us and different volunteers have fundraised before they've come, and that's made all of this equipment possible.
The center works directly with adults and children whose complex disabilities are a result of polio, war injuries, cerebral palsy, and accidents. With a team of professional therapists, the center offers free expert professional one-on-one assessments and, depending on the patient's special requirements, a supervised rehabilitation exercise plan.
What we provide here is physiotherapy, occupational therapy, when available acupuncture and remedial massage. We do fire cupping as well, and it depends on the patient. The physiotherapist will do an assessment program for them. They'll come in initially and then she'll write out what needs to be done, and then they set a schedule that they come in usually 3 times a week, although one of our stroke patients here has got great results, and he said can he come every day because he's realising the more he does, the more he will improve.
Các nhân viên ở đây thì người ta phục vụ rất tận tình lắm. Người ta có thể giúp đỡ mình trên mọi phương diện. Trong cái thời gian điều trị ở đây được 2 năm rưỡi thì cũng có bình phục. Và mấy là bệnh này thì nó không trở lại bình thường được, nhưng mà cũng có hồi phục.
This center has received more than 100 frequent attendees since it's established. Despite having no technical expertise in therapy, Karen has another important role in each rehab session.
Staying in touch with how everybody's progress is going, and also keeping them motivated, because rehab is a long journey. It's not a quick fix. It's not you come and you get a tablet and gone and you're fixed. Like all of us, sometimes you just need that encouragement and motivation to say stick at it, it's worth it.
Besides vocational training and medical care for people with disabilities, Karen has always been passionate about supporting poor students with their education. Flashback to her first trip to Vietnam. It's the idea of fundraising to pay for the 4 street kids to go to school that motivated her to open LifeStart Foundation. Now, after 15 years, the number of kids receiving Karen's support has grown from 4 to hundreds.
We work with about 20 schools, and we ask the principals and teachers to nominate gifted students from extremely poor families at risk of not being able to complete their secondary education. We've got 84 students in the program at the moment, so our goal is to get them to the end of year 12 and then get them into university and to graduate, and that will then hopefully break the poverty cycle for that family.
Khi mà được thông bố từ nhà trường là mình may mắn được vào hội từ thiện thì em cũng thấy rất là vui, và nhiều khi nằm ngủ mình thức dậy sợt nhớ chợt tỉnh là mình không nghĩ rằng là mình may mắn đến vậy.
Besides tuition fees, Karen also called for donors to provide students with books, stationery, transport, or computers.
30 students and their teachers are visiting from Melbourne, Australia, and they're donating laptops to our disadvantaged students. And whilst in the West it's very common to have an iPhone, an iPad, a laptop, Most children have them. Our students don't have any of those things. So to receive a laptop today is a huge gift and will make a really significant difference in their lives.
I'm just really glad that, something that we may have, thrown out or never used again is being used for something better, for someone who really does need it. So it's amazing for us and a great feeling for us to see them so happy and excited to be able to continue this sort of education and exciting, new thing to have.
Em rất là bất ngờ và rất là sung sướng. Em chưa bao giờ nghĩ là sẽ được nhận chiếc laptop như vậy. Không những nhận được những cái vật chất mà em còn nhận được những tình cảm rất là ấm áp và rất là chân thành từ mọi người ở đây ạ.
This support has helped many students continue their education and fulfill their dreams.
Australia doesn't really have much.
One of our great success stories is who has graduated from medical school and is now a doctor at the Women's and Children's Hospital in Da Nang. And his brother Bear is following in his footsteps, and he's in medical school in Hue at the moment. Out of the 84 students, I think approximately half are hoping to do medicine. So that's something that interests us as well, children that want to improve their lives but pay back to their community also.
While Karen helps many disadvantaged people in central Vietnam continue their education, earn a living and build homes, Vietnam also gives back to Karen something very precious, a family. And this is where it all started.
This is a child protection center on the outskirts of Hoi An City, where Karen first met Vo Van Trọng Sinh in 2002. Sinh lost his parents when he was young. 4 years after he met Karen here, he was adopted by this Australian mom.
I came here about 13 years ago, and at the time I was making some donations to the orphanage, to the children. And on that visit, I met Sen. He was living in a room that was very drab and dreary. He decided to decorate his corner of his space with his artwork, and it was just bright and colourful. So the first thing that captured me was his artwork.
Karen then offered to help him sell some of his pieces.
Sau đó thì có gia đình đem tới bán xong tranh rồi đem tiền đến cho Sinh, thì một khoản tiền đó hồi đó nó lớn lắm. Đối với Sinh thì giống như một điều mơ ước vậy. Sau đó 4 năm Karen có vay lại nhưng mà để tìm Sinh, nhưng mà lúc đó Sinh đã rời khỏi trung tâm rồi. Khi mà Sinh ra khỏi trung tâm, Sinh đi rất là nhiều nơi trên Việt Nam để kiếm sống. Thì sau đó Sinh về lại Hội An rồi làm việc ở một nhà hàng, thì tình cờ gặp lại cô Karen. Thì trong thời gian gặp lại cô Karen thì cô Karen muốn giúp đỡ Sinh quay về cái công việc hội họa, chứ không có muốn đi làm bồi bàn hay những cái công việc khác.
And this began the next chapter in Singh's life. He was provided with painting equipment and the opportunity to study painting. His figurative 3D paintings are sold and loved in many countries. But perhaps what changed his life the most is that now he has someone he calls mom, something he had never done in his life before. Karen decided to adopt him and his brother Tu, bringing him a complete family.
Over the years, I've met hundreds, if not thousands, of kids. And so, why did I choose to adopt Sen and Tu? I don't know. Fate that brought us together, a very strong connection, and I can't put words to it.
Bây giờ cuộc sống mình rất là hạnh phúc, rất vui vẻ. Giống như mơ, vì đến bây giờ, ngày hôm nay Sinh thực sự đã có một cái gia đình. Bây giờ mình đã có mẹ, mình đã có vợ, đã có con. Thì bây giờ là Sinh đang xây dựng một cái gọi là gia đình mới. Là cái gia đình đầu tiên của đời của Sinh ạ.
The weekend is Karen's favorite time of the week, as she gets to spend time with her adopted sons and grandchildren.
Johnny, this way.
Well, we play lots of games and trying, educational toys, and we've got a little pool so in the hot weather they can have a little swim. That's the special part of my day and my week, so that's the part of the week I look forward to the most. I'm living my dream in terms of passion with the work that I'm doing with Life Start. Every day I'm so thrilled to be able to help so many people who are so grateful and so in need of help. So that gives me great joy. And with our family growing now, that's just, the children just melt my heart.
And that's the story of the warm-hearted Australian woman Karen Leonard and the life start opportunities she has created for hundreds of disadvantaged people in central Vietnam. Now it's now time for some exciting timeout activities, and let's see what our reporter has to offer this time.
I met you in the summer.
Summertime is here as the heat is on in Hanoi. The city's finest swimming pools are once again open for a mega load of fun for those who are not afraid to get wet. However, this week's edition of Timeout is not just about one pool, it is something much bigger. If you're looking to engage in some water sports activities, or you simply just want to have a cool dip into the water and relax just a little bit, then Hotel Water Park might just be the perfect destination for you. So what are you waiting for? In this week's edition of Timeout, let's rock and roll up. Located next to Westlake, Hotel Water Park has since 2000 been a summer hotspot for expats and locals from across Hanoi. Then what is attractive about this place?
This water park has such a great variety of fun water games. This is a great way to exercise and spend your time during summer.
Everyone's really friendly, and it's a nice place, it's fun, it's big, and there's lots to do.
For as little as $6, you get to enjoy recreational water activities in 14 different pools. These are divided into 3 main zones. Using modern technology from Spain, the tubes and slides here offer extreme players a thrilling slide from 40 meters up. Oh, and you're safe of course. Not only is the sliding rope at the water park a test of bravery, it's also a great exercise as well. And I'm ready to check it out. Let's do it! Summer is the perfect time to stretch your muscles and burn some calories, and this is what the Adventure Zone is all about. Kids Zone is also an essential feature of the park. Families that cannot travel to the beaches can find many alternatives for the holiday at home. So after a long day full of activities at Westgate Water Park, you can now sit back and relax here right on the lazy river. So you've seen all the excitement, why don't you try it for yourself? See you next week on Timeout.
So that's a wrap for this edition of Expat Living. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Now email us at expatliving@vtv.vn if you have any comments or suggestions, or if you want to be featured in our show. And you can always watch repeats of our programs online at vtv4.vn or youtube.com/vtv4go. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Leonard and see you again. Goodbye for now.